G'day Darkrealmers, it's horror author and illustrator Michael J. Elliott here with you again, and today I've got another great anthology for you to check out. Hey, if this is your first time to the Diaries, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us, and if you want to keep up with the best in horror from book reviews, movie reviews, creepypasta and trivia, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. You'll always be on top. Okay, Darkrealmers, Fresh Fear is a great read, and we're going to be talking about it right now. Yeah. Well, Darkrealmers, Fresh Fear, an anthology of macabre horror, is for those of us who like our horror a little bit on the well done side, shall we say. Now, this is a great anthology because it's 450 pages long, and I paid $3.99 for it. That's Australian dollars. And honestly, I lost track of how many stories I read. There's at least 30 or more, so it's particularly good value. Now, I hadn't heard of any of the writers contributing to this anthology, apart from the very famous Ramsey Campbell. But I can tell you, these authors are just wonderful. The stories are all incredibly varied. They're very dark. Some of them are just numb you with their intensity. And some of them are just incredibly vivid and drag you right into that moment of the story. Now, one of the first ones that really shocked me was a story about a man who works with this woman, and they end up dating. And he finds out that she's into, bondage and discipline and sadomasochism. Well, as the story progresses, he is drawn into this world where she takes him to places where they indulge in mutilation, and a lot of it makes 50 Shades of Grey look like, the teddy bear's picnic, put it that way. And the shock ending is just superb, okay? But some of the best stories are the ones that come directly from the past. And we're talking about a time, that's perhaps during the Middle Ages, or those stories are set during that past, and some of them are wonderful. Now, there's a brilliant story in here, Darkrealmers, about a figure who goes around collecting the fingernails and the toenails from the dead, and these are all, it doesn't matter what sort of dead they are, and it's incredibly descriptive. The mud, the people dying from the plague, and this figure jumps into an open grave where the plague victims have just been thrown into, and we get a horrific description of rats scuttling around, the bodies, the crows pecking the eyes, and this story all ties in with Norse mythology, which is great. And this figure actually collects these finger and toenails for a building project which will signal Ragnarok. Now, for those of you who don't know Norse mythology, that signifies in Norse mythology the end of the world, and it's just brilliant. And you've got a lot of stories like that, Darkrealmers. Now, out of all the stories, there was only one I skipped through, and that was simply because I didn't enjoy the writer's style and his prose, but the rest are very, very engaging. It's a great anthology, definitely a good buy. And also, if you happen to be on Kindle Unlimited, which is Amazon's library service, you can borrow this book for absolutely nothing, okay? So I'm sure you're going to enjoy this one, Darkrealmers, okay? If you don't like your horror that has a lot of descriptions that make you go, ugh, then you may want to give it a miss, okay? But for everyone else who loves that very visual horror, that beautiful well, as much as horror can be beautiful, beautiful descriptions of times long gone and, sanitary conditions, all those sort of things. This is just wonderful. So there you go, Dark Realmers. That's just a quick review, because if I reviewed more stories, this would go on and on and on. And I don't want to take away the joy of this book, of you reading it for yourselves. So check that one out. As I said, it's available on Amazon, and if you're a member of Kindle Unlimited, you can borrow this one for free. But it is available on other platforms too, I'm sure. Okay, and it's one of those books that tend to stay with you. I found myself thinking about stories long after I'd read them. That's the type of horror it is. All right, Dark Realmers, well, that's it from me, Michael J. Elliott. Thank you so much for watching. If you've read this book, leave us a comment down below, because I'd love to know what you thought of it. Or has this review made you curious about this book in any way? Let me know in the comment section below, okay? Well, that's it from me, and until next time, Dark Realmers, before you buy this book, stay in the light, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye for now.